Hey guys, for today I'm going to be showing you how to make red velvet cookies from scratch, not the box, but from scratch. So you're going to start out with 2 sticks of room temperature butter. It could be salted or unsalted, but I use salted. Then you're going to go in with 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar, and you're going to go ahead and give that a good mix. Now for my cookies, I cream my butter and my sugar just like I'm doing like a pound cake or a vanilla cake or any other type of cake. I cream together my butter and my sugar until it gets a pale white. So after about 5 to 7 minutes, you will start to see that the butter and the sugar will start hugging the sides of the bowl. So that's how you know that it's working, that it's creaming together really good. So once you see the sugar and the butter that start hugging the sides, then you can go ahead and stop your mixer, check it to see if it's as white as you want it. For cookies, it doesn't have to be so white, but you want it just a little. So then I'm gonna go in with my 2 eggs. I do add my eggs one at a time, just like I'm doing the cake. So I add in my eggs one at a time. Your eggs can really be room temperature or not. It doesn't matter. It's a cookie, like seriously. But however, what you do want to make sure is that when you add in your eggs one at a time, that when you add in one of them, you mix it until you see no more egg yolk. So you're just gonna keep mixing until you see no more egg yolk, and then you can go in and add your other egg and then mix it until you don't see any more egg yolk as well. So that's how you're gonna know that your eggs are well incorporated, whether you're doing a cake or a cookie, dough or whatever. You just have to make sure you blend in those eggs really well. So then I'm going to go in and add in 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder. The cocoa powder that I use is the Hershey's cocoa. No, fancy cocoa or whatever. I just use Hershey's semi-sweet cocoa powder. And it does really well with my red velvet cookies and my red velvet cakes. You just can't use too much Hershey's when you do anything red velvet. You cannot use too much because it will taste just like chocolate, and you don't want your red velvet tasting just like a chocolate cake or a chocolate cookie, because that's not the taste that we're going for. Okay, so once I mix that in, I'm going to go in with 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and you can go ahead and mix that in. And then I add in my red gel food coloring as well. Now, the food coloring that I use is Wilton's red food coloring, gel food coloring. I use gel more than like the liquid kind, like McCormick liquid red food coloring, just because I do a lot of cakes and stuff. But it really doesn't matter. I have used McCormick's the red food coloring, like the liquid kind. I have used that one, but it works. And so then once that is well incorporated, you can go in with your dry ingredients, and you can just dump that in all together, because the cookie texture, it's not a cake. So you can just dump in all your flour. If you want, you could dump in half of it or all of it. But for your flour, your measurements, it's going to be 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. It's going to be 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I don't add salt into my flour mixture because my butter is already salted. So I don't add extra salt. But if you use unsalted butter, make sure you go in and add like 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just a pinch of salt, not too much, because you still want the cookie to be sweet. Now, with this red velvet cookie, the texture of the cookie dough is a little more like a gunky type of texture. It's a different type of texture than like a regular chocolate chip cookie. I don't know why it's like this. It turns out like this all the time. And for these dry ingredients that I use for this red velvet cookie, it's the same dry ingredients for my chocolate chip cookie. But my chocolate chip cookie turns out a different texture. I don't know what is going on with the science, but that's how it is. But yeah, guys, so once you put in your white chocolate chips, if you want to, you're going to go ahead and chill your dough for 24 hours in the fridge. Then once you take those out, then you bake it at 350 for 13 minutes.